are your guys' opinion on swapping a VQ37 into an Infiniti Q60? Now, Q50 models around the year of 14 and 15 came with the 37 engine in it, but after that, they mainly switched to the hybrid models and the 3.0T. It would be very interesting to see a swap of a Q60 that came with a 3.0T be swapped to a 37 instead, and maybe hopefully a forced induction kit to it. Imagine a Q60 with a 37 engine with forced induction passing by other people. Everybody's going to be looking confused with that exhaust note of the 37. There are different methods of doing this, but I'll tell you the easiest way. Let me show you something. Go on Copart auctions, get a Q50 for under 5K, 37, right? Here's why you're going to need a Q50 from the years of 2014 and 2015. You're going to want to have the engine harness, and all the electronic supporting things. As we know, the 3.0T can fit in a G35, a G37. So that means a G37's engine, a VQ37's engine, will be able to fit both in place of a 3.0T's engine bay. But here's the problem. Mechanical part is going to be the easy thing, but the electrical part can kind of be difficult depending on where you're sourcing your stuff. That's why I recommend just going and getting a 2014 to 2015 Q50 off a Copart. So you could pretty much use a lot of the stuff, the electronics off of that car and put them into like a 2017 Infiniti Q60. Now with the transmission, you're going to want to keep the VR30's transmission because it's better. So you're going to have to go through with the VQ37 to VR30 transmission swap. Keep in mind, I'm just jotting from the top of my head certain things that may be needed. Like you may have to extend the drive shaft or shorten the drive shaft, depending on the length of the transmission and the drive shaft length to the differential. So keep that in mind. There's other things that you may have to do. Like, I'll give you an example. My whole thing, that whole layout of using a 2014 and 2015 might be easier than saying using a engine off of like a G37. Because if you put a G37's engine in, ECU in, yada yada yada, you're gonna have to integrate it through the CAN bus system and do like a whole wiring headache to like integrate everything. So it may be easier to essentially just use a 2014 to 2015 Q50 to swap over all those parts, so you have less work to do. Now when it comes to pricing, if you do this yourself, this is pretty much gonna be free. If you go to a shop, I won't be able to really give an estimate. It's gonna cost a lot of money, but in comparison to putting another VR30 in, this may or may not be cheaper. It might be like around greater than or equal to the same price of doing that. But all I know is that if you do this yourself and you get the Q50 off of Copart on the low, you could pretty much sell the whole Q50 part car and make a good amount of your money back. Like a good amount of your money back, to the point where this is almost free if you do the labor yourself. But if you have any more things that you'd like to add on to what I said, please comment down below, like, follow, share, support, and hopefully we could see somebody with this later down the line.